New tonight, NewsLink Indiana sat down with SGA President Greg Carbo. Hear what he has to say about the IFC's social probation.
Plus, President Trump is now calling the opioid epidemic a public health emergency. We'll have the details ahead.
We woke up to frost outside today, but temperatures were able to reach the low 60s this afternoon. I'll have the latest on how long the cool weather will be around coming up in the full forecast.
From Ball State Unified Media, this is NewsLink Indiana.
Good evening and welcome to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Tyler Grummett.
And I'm Samantha Ayresman. Thanks for joining us.
Unjust group punishment. That's what many fraternity members are saying about canceling all social events until February. Social probation is what 13 fraternities agreed to this week under pressure from the university administration. Also unhappy with the party ban is a student who says she was sexually assaulted at one of the fraternity houses. The Ball State Daily News reports that the girl says a crackdown on all fraternities means there's no individual accountability. In her words, she says, quote, "The individuals and the individual organizations themselves still have not been made to personally accept responsibility. Instead, everyone is accepting responsibility for the actions of a few." Police crime logs do indicate at least 3 sexual assaults, 2 illegal possessions of alcohol, 1 battery, 2 thefts, and 3 criminal mischiefs, all since the beginning of the semester in a 3-block stretch of West Riverside Avenue, also known as Fraternity Row.
This was the first step to address the overconsumption of alcohol. And so because it was to address the overconsumption of alcohol, sexual assault, disorderly conduct, all those things kind of stemmed from that.
Ball State's Office of Greek Life and the Title IX coordinator are also looking into an incident that occurred Tuesday night. 15 to 20 men stepped out of the Sigma Phi Epsilon house to harass the NewsLink Indiana camera crew. The men yelled curse words and sexual taunts at a male reporter and 2 women on the crew. They also flashed bright lights toward the camera's lens and demanded that the crew leave. The NewsLink team stayed on the sidewalk, which is public property. This confrontation lasted about 40 minutes. Since then, accusations of fake news have flared up on social media. The incident took place less than 24 hours after fraternity leaders reached their agreement with the university. And transitioning now to this right here, we also reached out to some Ball State University fraternity alumni to comment on the probation. This is a response we received from a Sigma Alpha Epsilon alumnus, Bo Shitalski. He said, quote, "This is not the first time the university has come down hard on Greek life, but I hope this one finally fixes the systemic issue of not caring about important issues that affect the entire student body, regardless of affiliation." He also states that he believes all college students should take sexual assault and alcohol awareness more seriously. All right, now we're going to transition to our weather. It's been cold out there.
Yeah, absolutely. When I got up this morning, it was pretty early, and when I went out to my car, there was frost on the windshield, and I don't know, I feel like it's just a little bit too early to have frosty windshields.
Yeah, same here. Joe, what can you tell us about the low temperatures?
You know, we woke up today to that frost, and a lot of us had to get our heavier clothes out as we headed out to class. Fortunately, temperatures did reach the low 60s, 62 today in Lafayette, 62 in Indianapolis, and we were at 62 today for the high in Muncie. So fortunately, we did get some warmer temperatures as we headed through the day. Currently in Muncie, it is 55 with winds south-southwest at 10 miles per hour. So if you're out at the Ball State football game tonight against Toledo, really nice night for October. Hard to believe that November is only a week away. Coming up in the full forecast, we're going to talk about a cool weekend ahead. We'll have a look at your Halloween forecast, and dare I say, some wintry precip may be in the forecast. Stay tuned for that coming up in the full weather later.
The Muncie Fire Department is investigating a house fire that destroyed a garage and 2 cars. 4 fire stations responded to the blaze around 3 o'clock this afternoon. It happened on Innisbrook Road near the Northside Walmart. The owner was home when the fire started and suffered a minor head injury while trying to leave. The house next door had minor damage from the heat of the fire. Fire officials do not know how the fire started, but have launched an investigation.
This is a lot of fire, something that we would normally see in the middle of the night when the fire's had time to kind of get going before someone recognizes it. So because of that, we've called out a fire investigator.
At last check, the homeowner is okay. He was treated and released by EMS. A Greensburg attorney is making a run for the 6th District Democratic seat and last night stopped by Ball State's campus. Jim Pruitt spoke at a small conference Wednesday night put on by Ball State Democratic Organization. Pruitt talked about why he's running for Congress and his positions on key issues like American unity and the American dream, as well as bringing more attention to our own economy for younger generations. He says his biggest inspiration for his campaign is the future of his grandson.
I want to help the American people. I have a grandson who has autism, and my last birthday, I looked at him and I realized I don't know what his world's going to be like, and I realized that there are a lot of people that are sitting around asking the same question, and my goal is to make sure that every single American has an opportunity for success.
Pruitt says he hopes to visit Ball State in the future to speak with more young Democrats. The primary voting will be in May of 2018. General election will take place in November.
All right, New Jersey Governor Chris Christie is coming to Indianapolis next week. Christie is the chairman of President Donald Trump's Commission on Combating Drug Addiction and the Opioid Crisis. He is set to speak at the 8th Annual Prescription Drug Abuse and Heroin Symposium. Indiana Attorney General Curtis Hill is hosting the event. Christie's visit comes after Indianapolis announced it is suing opioid distributors and manufacturers. Muncie is also pursuing similar action against opioid distributors. President Trump is publicly declaring a war on the opioid epidemic. Drug overdoses have claimed the lives of hundreds of thousands of Americans in recent years, and Trump is calling it a public health emergency. Omar Jimenez reports.
We can be the generation that ends the opioid epidemic.
President Trump declaring war on the opioid crisis.
This epidemic is a national health emergency.
The order under the Public Health Services Act will direct federal agencies to give more grant money to fight the epidemic, but stop short of declaring it a national emergency, as Trump recently promised.
In terms of declaring a national emergency, which gives us power to do things that you can't do right now.
The difference, money and scope. A national emergency would have allowed the government to tap into federal disaster relief funds. Administration officials argue that money is better suited for national disasters like hurricanes. And while no additional federal funding will be automatically directed to the crisis, it will allow lawmakers to increase federal funding for the problem in year-end budget deals being negotiated in Congress. The impact of opioid addictions touched nearly every corner of the U.S.
Every time they give me more, my body just get immune to it. But then if I didn't have it, I get sick.
Officials say the number of deaths related to opioid overdoses is 4 times the amount it was in 1999. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, more than 140 Americans die every day from an opioid overdose.
Nobody has seen anything like what's going on now. As Americans, we cannot allow this to continue.
Ahead on NewsLink, we'll tell you how a Ball State alumnus is behind the best haunt in Muncie.
And NewsLink will get you prepared for Halloween. We'll tell you when the kids can head out for trick-or-treating.
Oh! Checking your fantasy league?
Nah, just my 401k statement.
Nice. Where'd you find the money for that?
I just been saving a little every month.
I can't seem to save anything.
Well, what about all this? What about the money you're spending?
What money? It's gone before I can get my hands on it.
I got a pizza for a Todd.
Hey, can somebody spot me?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
It's 547.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
So I've come up with a family emergency plan.
Great. What is it?
It's difficult to talk about, so I'm not telling you.
How will we know what to do?
You won't.
I'm so glad I won't have to remember anything.
And me too. Thanks for this, sweetie.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. A local haunted attraction here in Muncie was fueled by a Ball State alumnus and his passion. NewsLink Indiana's Mary Eber has more.
Brian Blair was always into horror movies. As a kid, he would create sketches and masks. He attended Ball State and minored in graphic design. From there, Blair began his company, Pumpkin Pulp, 11 years ago, creating horror masks and Halloween props.
I really didn't think that it could get to the point where I could make a living from it.
But Blair got to that point. His business took off. In the same year he formed Pumpkin Pulp, he also created his haunt, Scarevania. Brian Blair is known for creating unique masks that actors at Scarevania wear, like this one. He also creates much of the Halloween props throughout the haunt.
One thing I like is just trying to create stuff that I haven't seen before. So, yeah, I try to veer away from movie and Hollywood type stuff and do something completely original.
And the originality is one reason why participants like Misha Mori come back each year.
I love haunted houses, and I don't know, there's just something about them, and I love them. So every time there's something different, I always want to come back and see what it is.
And the scares begin the moment you step inside.
We're doing real good, aren't we?
You move on to a variety of rooms and continue to the haunted woods. On the way out, you'll find Chandler Teal. This is his 4th year as an actor at Scarevania. He says he enjoys the fun environment as well as getting to scare people.
We had a whole group of people come through, and as soon as we fired up those chainsaws, they all ran. It was like bees coming out of a hive.
We love Halloween around here. It's 365 days a year.
This Friday and Saturday are the last days to visit Scarevania before it closes for the season. In Muncie, Mary Eber, NewsLink, Indiana.
You can also check out Scarevania's second location called Sons of Scarevania at the Cornerstone Center for the Arts. For times and ticket information, you can visit www.scarevania.com.
If you're looking for something to do this weekend for Halloween, you might... Okay, how about we try this again? So if you're looking for something to do for Halloween and you want to help people in the community, Oregon Trail is the place to be. Madeline Bouldery has the story.
Local Scare in Delaware County, instead of benefiting themselves, is giving their proceeds to help people in need. The Oregon Trail, now located at the Gadsden Fairgrounds, is using the 2 weekends they are open a year to provide the scare of a lifetime.
It was to a gentleman who lost his life in a motorcycle accident. I think we raised, I want to say $1,200 for his family. That was just in one night.
In the past, they have had some issues with the city of Muncie allowing them to operate in a residential area, resulting in them moving to the Gadsden Fairgrounds. Now they are bigger than ever with 21 different rooms and on an average night, an hour and a half wait to get into the haunted attraction, who won second place last year for the most haunted houses of Indiana.
And we started building for the 2012 season with 10 actors. A little bit of spider webs, a cemetery, a couple black lights, and a fog machine. Back then, we thought it was awesome.
The biggest impact they are making is helping people in need each year. This year, their goal is to help raise $9,000 for a 5-year-old boy who needs this money to get treatment in order to learn to walk and talk again. These men are not only providing joy to others through the Haunted House Oregon Trail, but are doing it all on their own to help benefit others.
I became a part of the Oregon Trail. I was on a destructive path in life, and Oregon Trail took me under their wing and changed my life 100%.
In Gadsden, Madeline Boldry, NewsLink, Indiana.
If you want to support the Oregon Trail, tomorrow and Saturday are the last days to do that. The event runs from 8 at night until the lines end. And also, if you're looking to trick or treat, you have a couple of options here in Muncie.
That's right, trick-or-treating hours are from 6 to 9 at night on Halloween. Also, the Muncie Mall is hosting Halloween from 6 to 8 at night on Tuesday. Kids are encouraged to wear their costumes as they trick-or-treat around the mall. And Joe, what kind of weather can the trick-or-treaters expect?
We're expecting partly cloudy conditions to be over the area on Tuesday. We'll see a high temperature around 49 degrees, so probably a good idea to bundle the kiddos up as they head out for trick-or-treat, but a couple variables may change our forecast. We're going to watch that closely. Stay tuned for full weather after the break.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. Now, Tyler, I remember earlier in the show I did mention that there was frost on my car this morning, but as the day continued on, I was able to kind of lose my outerwear that I had, and it warmed up a little more than I was anticipating. What do you think about that?
I know, the temperatures, they were hotter later in the day. I remember this morning I was freezing my butt off. Joe, are the temperatures, are they going to continue to stay low?
Yeah, that frost we woke up to this morning was actually the first frost of the fall here in central Indiana. We still have not experienced our first freeze. We'll probably have a pretty good chance of seeing that this weekend. Temperatures today rebounded nicely. We were in the 60s today, but they backed off. Now we're at 53 in Kokomo, 54 in Lafayette, 58 down in Terre Haute, and 57 degrees currently down at Indiana University in Bloomington. Currently in Muncie, it is 55 degrees. We have clear skies, so those of you that are out at the Ball State football game, you're enjoying a nice night here for October. We have southeast winds at 10 miles per hour, and that southerly flow is what's bringing warmer air for us currently. That's going to stop during the day tomorrow. Looking at our 5-day rain chances quickly, we have the 70% chance of rain tomorrow, and then the rain chances really back off to the start of next week. Tonight, we're going to see 50 degrees for our low temperature with clear skies. Again, those winds out of the south 5 to 10 miles per hour. What's interesting to note about tomorrow, our high temperature of 53 degrees is going to be observed earlier in the day. We're going to see a cold front move through. As you can see, our winds are going to shift from south to west in the middle of the day. That's going to bring rain chances with it. As that cold front moves through, we'll see our temperatures drop off a bit. So our high temperature will be observed probably around 10 or 11 tomorrow. Let's take you through the day tomorrow. If you're heading out for an 8 a.m. class, you should be fine. You should have no need to bring an umbrella with you. But if you have lunch plans at 1 o'clock, make sure you have an umbrella and some other form of being prepared for the rain, because we do think a pretty good chance for rain will be through here between 1 and about 5 o'clock tomorrow. Now, our models like to move this line through here by 7 o'clock for your dinner plants tomorrow. I actually think this is a little aggressive. I think there's a chance that we could have some showers around for your dinner plants Friday night. Definitely keep an eye on that as you're heading out. Now let's shift to about 4 a.m. Saturday morning. Look at that. That's snow that the model's picking up on it. We're not expecting anything significant out of this, but if we do have some snow showers around, it would be in the form of sleet Saturday morning. So be prepared if you're leaving early on Saturday that hazardous road conditions could be expected. And then we'll expect cloudy conditions for the rest of the day on Saturday. For your weekend forecast, Once that rain moves out early Saturday, we'll see mostly cloudy conditions, a high of 45 degrees. And on Sunday, we'll see sunnier skies, a high of 48 degrees. That's cold air from a low pressure system that's coming in behind that cold front. For your 7-day forecast, again, cooler this weekend. We'll see temperatures just around 50 for the rest of the week. Again, Halloween looks like temperatures in the upper 40s, and it's definitely something to keep an eye on if you're getting the kids ready to trick or treat. Definitely plan their costumes so that they're bundled up.
Yeah, I know. Like we were saying this morning, it was freezing outside, but later on in the day, it definitely got warmer, and personally, I'm not a fan of this cold weather.
Yeah, I'm definitely happy that we're back in the fall, and actually only a couple weeks now from November, or a week or so from November, so.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, thank you so much, Joe. Now, Ben, what can you tell us that we have coming up in sports?
Well, we got some Thursday night action over at Shooting Stadium going on, and we have a preview for tomorrow night's sectional semifinals football game at West Dell. Stay tuned.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know wherever you are.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Ben Shuren with sports. We kick off with sports tonight with some midweek action as Ball State is hosting Toledo tonight. The 2-5 Cardinals come into tonight's game looking to break a 13-quarter touchdown drought. The Cardinals came fired up out of the gate, looking to rebound after 4 straight losses. Picking up in the first quarter, quarterback Zach Blair he faked the handoff and he goes down hard in what appears to be an ankle injury. Freshman Drew Plitt has to come in and take his spot. On the next drive, Plitt looking to get the offense going as he waits for the snap. As a receiver goes in motion, he fakes the handoff and dumps it off to Jordan Hall for the 8-yard gain. That pass would actually set up a Malik Dunner 41-yard touchdown run for Ball State's first touchdown since September 23rd against Western Kentucky. That would also give them a 7-3 lead at the end of the first quarter. Well, Toledo would come storming back in the second quarter, scoring 21 unanswered points to take a 24-10 halftime lead. Logan Woodside led the Rockets in passing, going 6 for 15 for 142 yards and 2 touchdowns. Malik Dunner leads the Cardinals in rushing with 2 carries for 44 yards and a touchdown. Well, moving on to the high school gridiron, where the West Dell Warriors are looking to make history. With a win tomorrow, West Dell will advance to a sectional final for the first time since 1989. NewsLink's Josh Shelton has the story.
A win Friday night would mean the first time the Warriors made it to a sectional championship in 28 years. Senior running back Connor Townsend thinks his team is ready to do just that.
Well, they're an option team, so we're just focusing on our responsibility and cracking down on 30, which is a pretty tough bag, but I think we can control him. He is huge. The last 3 years I've been here, we've had tough draws, so it's nice to get a draw that we could compete in. Just keep winning. We want to keep playing for championships. Like Coach said, we want to play in November. Just keep it rolling.
After the win last week, head coach Brad Hess is hoping his team can repeat that celebration again this Friday night.
Oh, it was fantastic. Wonderful. That's one of the things. Seeing them celebrate, we got that on film, so it was enormous for our program. Our goal is to advance. We're focused on the week at hand. That's what we want to do. We want to keep advancing. So it's been 89 since we got to a sectional championship. So the goal is to go back further and makes it more special if we can make it happen. Assignment sound football. We got to make sure we do that. We know that they're perennial powerhouse. They got tradition, and we have to play good football. We have to be able to everybody do their job. I think the community is excited. It was a big thing for the community last week too, and home field is just awesome for us. I can't say enough about that. Being here on our home field is a big deal.
Westell is hoping this Friday is not their last. In Gaston, Josh Shelton, NewsLink, Indiana.
Thanks, Josh. The Warriors host the Sheridan Blackhawks on 7 p.m. on Friday. And one last update for the football game as Ball State is losing right now 44-10 against Toledo midway through the third quarter, guys.
All right, Ben, thank you so much. Ahead on NewsLink, Bruce Hall is getting a special guest this weekend.
Stay with us. We'll have live details on the artist's journey next.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to theshelterpetproject.org and meet if you are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener and loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to theshelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self. And I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Welcome back. A famous singer is coming to Ball State this weekend.
NewsLink Indiana's Bree Isom is live at Pruis Hall to tell us how this singer feels the beat in a special way.
Sometimes it isn't all about hearing the music, it's about feeling the music. A famous singer-songwriter is coming here to Pruis Hall this weekend, but she has to overcome an obstacle every time she performs.
The sky is gray, much more than it is blue.
You may have seen her on America's Got Talent. Mandy Harvey doesn't listen to music, she feels it. Harvey was diagnosed with a neurological disorder when she was 18, causing her to lose her hearing.
I have a connective tissue disorder, so basically I got sick.
Hearing loss didn't stop Harvey from pursuing her passion for music. She'll be taking her talents to Ball State this Saturday. Emmons Auditorium booked Harvey before her rise to fame.
Then she's had so much opportunity to spread her message and spread her word that she's really taking storm.
The Association of Disability Awareness encourages people to always pursue their dreams no matter what.
It's good to teach the student body at Ball State about different occupations that people with disabilities can pursue and have careers in and inspire people in different ways.
The concert will be on Saturday at 7:30 at Pruis Hall. You can either buy tickets online at Ticketmaster.com or buy them at the box office at Emmons. Live in Muncie, Bree Isom, NewsLink, Indiana.
Thanks, Bree. That is all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to watch Monday night right here at 9 on Cardinal Vision or online at ballstatedaily.com.
And be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Have a good night.